Good morning. My name is Justin Ray. I'm the Operations Section Chief for Alaska Team 3, and I have your daily operational briefing for the Willamette Complex South on August 17th, 2024. Looking at the map, we'll start on the north with the chalk fire. Most of the east side of the chalk fire is in mop-up and patrol status. A majority of that is considered contained. We were able to get some additional containment coming from the east up the west side on the south side, over almost all the way to the west side of the chalk fire. That's looking real good. Crews are continuing on, mopping up and securing line there. This fire hasn't moved out of the footprint in a couple weeks, so keeping it in the same spot between the roads and dozer lines, and everything is holding there so far. We do have some uncontained fire line on the west side of there. Crews and fallers are still continuing working there. We're getting the tree cutters, the fallers in there to clear the area of snags and hazard trees, and then we'll have the crews coming in to mop up behind them. So we are progressing on there, and we got some additional containment on that fire within the past 48 hours. Tire Mountain Fire and McKinley Fire, those are still 100% contained. We are continuing to monitor those and checking on those daily to make sure that those stay contained while we're here. Moving down to the south, the Coffee Pot Fire. We have been able to get some additional containment on the southern end of that fire. We are continuing to mop up, patrol, and secure that fire's edge. We are working on the north and south flanks, heading to the east, cutting hazard trees, cutting snags, and having the crews follow them up with mop up where it's safe to do so. So we're working our way around to the east, and we are expecting additional containment within the next 48 hours. Down in the Moss Mountain Fire, we are still holding the fire that crossed the 2120 road to the south. We do have hand line and hose lays from the 2120 down to the south where it hit, where we opened up an old logging road, and we do have sprinklers and hose lays down the sides to keep that where it's at. That is our most critical holding point on the Moss Mountain Fire. Around the west, north, and east sides of the fire, we are constructing indirect fire lines west side of Groundhog Creek up to the north to the 2300 road and back down to the southeast, tying it back into the 2120 road and heading west to tie it back into that Groundhog's Creek line. We're expecting that to be done in the next few days, and while we're doing that, we do have crews and fire personnel scouting additional areas closer to the fire to try to keep that in check and to halt any additional fire spread. We are still working on scouting that and looking for areas that's safe for firefighters with the steep, deep terrain and the hazard trees that are all around that area. The 217 fire to the southeast of Moss Mountain is still 100% contained. We've been monitoring that daily. And the 208 fire to the southeast of that in the wilderness, it has had some growth to the west, the east, and the south, and a little bit to the north, but we're keeping an eye on that and coming up with future plans to try to halt any progression to the west if it does decide that it wants to move to the west outside the wilderness. And that's all for your daily operational update. Have a good day.